أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي ليس لأوليته ابتداء ولا لأزليته انقضاء وانحصرت الأوصاف عن كل معرفته ورضعت عظمته العقول والذي لا تغاري عنه سماء ولا أرض أرضا ثم الصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على سيد الأضحى سيد المرسلين والأنبياء أبي القاسم محمد المصطفى
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
وعلى الجوهرة القدسية البتول العذراء سيدة النساء فاطمة الزهراء وعلى بعلها أمير المؤمنين وبنيها الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
لا سيما على بقية الله وحجته الكبرى الذي بيمنه رزق الورى وبوجوده ثبتت الأرض والسماء ولولاه لصاخت الأرض بأهلها واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من حين عداوتهم إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد فقد قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فاطمة بضعة مني من أغضبها فقد أغضبني صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
Tabreek and congratulations to all of you and all the mu'mineen and mu'minat on the occasion of the birth of the leader and head of all the ladies. It's an honor for every believer to have the tawfiq and opportunity given by the Creator to believe, to end up believing in the highness of Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam. This honor is not given to just any human being. You need to be deserving to end up believing in the highest lady. Prophet has said in this famous hadith, narrated by Sunnis and Shias both, that Fatima is part of me. Whoever angers her, whoever upsets her, has definitely upsetted me. So today, in short words, I would like to talk about a different aspect of her personality, and that is about her creation. So if you look at the various narrations available about the creation of this greatest lady, Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam, we categorize the narration into 4 categories. First category of narrations teach us that the first creature was the Noor of the Holy Prophet, and the second creature was the Noor of Imam Ali alayhi salam, which was derived from the Noor of the Prophet, and then from the Noor of both of them, the Noor of Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam was taken. Category number 1 of narrations. Category number 2 of narrations teach us that Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam was, her Noor and divine light was derived from only the Noor of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. That's the second category of narrations. And the category number 3 says that Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam's Noor was taken from the Noor of the Holy Prophet, and from her Noor, the Noor of Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain alayhi salam was derived. And the category number 4 of the narrations teach us something totally different, and that is the Noor of Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam was independently created, independent from the Noor of the Prophet. So these are the 4 different narrations, a very deep discussion. I will try to be just very simple. So we all know the famous hadith of the Prophet where he has said, أَوَّلُ مَا خَلَقَ اللَّهُ النُّورِ, first thing that Allah created was my light. Also the Prophet has said, خَلَقَ اللَّهُ الْأَشْيَاءَ بِالْمَشِيَّةِ, Allah created all the things through His will. وَالْمَشِيَّةَ بِنَفْسِهَا, and He created the will with His own self. So this hadith of the Prophet, we call the Prophet to be the first creature of Allah, Al-Khalqul Awwal. We call him as-Sadirul Awwal, the Noor of the Prophet, the first product of Allah. We call him An-Nurul Awwal, the first light. We call him Al-Aqlul Awwal, the first intellect. Al-Qalamul Awwal, the first divine pen. These are all titles given to our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But this hadith which I just mentioned, Khalaqallahu al-ashya'a bil-mashiyya, Allah created the things through His will and created the will in its own, with its own self, proves that the Noor of the Holy Prophet serves as illatul ilal. That means the rest of the creatures in the universe were under the command of Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he's asbaq and ashraf. He's the earliest and the noblest of all. So according to the Islamic philosophy, the first creature has to be the closest one and is going to serve as the cause for all the later effects that are going to happen. So you see the hadith, لَوْلَاكَ لَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْأَفْلَاقِ, if you were not there, I have not created the aflaq. So all these things in the universe are would not have been there if the Holy Prophet was not there. So Prophet's Noor, that's the reason Prophet's Noor is called as Noorul Anwar, the light of all the lights. Now we go to the narrations which are narrated. Let me first take you to the teacher of as-Shahid Sani, the second martyr. The teacher of as-Shahid Sani, our great marjid from Lebanon, Abu al-Hasan al-Bikri rahmatullah alayh, in his book Kitab al-Anwar, narrates this narration that Prophet has said, كَانَ اللَّهُ وَلَا شَيْءَ مَعَهُ. Allah was there and there was nothing along with Him. فَأَوَّلُ مَا خَلَقَ اللَّهُ نُورَ حَبِيبِهِ. The first thing Allah created was the light of His beloved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. قبل خلق العرش, before he created the throne, والكرسي and the divine chair, والسماوات and the heavens, والأرض and the earth, واللوح the divine slate, والقلم the divine pen, والجنة the paradise, والنار the hellfire, والملائكة the angels, Adam وحواء Adam and Eve, بأربعة وعشرين وأربعمائة ألف عام, 424,000 years before the creation of everything else. First thing was created was the nur of the Holy Prophet. وَكَانَتْ لَهُ تَسْبِيحَاتٍ الْخَاصَّةِ, and Prophet's nur has his own specific tasbihat, phrases of glorifying Allah. So this is az-Zahir al-Awwal, as-Sadr al-Awwal, an-Nur al-Awwal. Now in the hadith of Jabir, he narrates أول شيء خلق الله نور نبيك يا جابر. First thing Allah created was the nur of your prophet, O Jabir. ثم خلق منه كل خير. Then from that Allah created every goodness. And in the narration of Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari, Prophet says أول ما خلق الله النور ففتق منه نور علي عليه السلام. First thing Allah created was my light, and from that He brought out the nur of Ali. And in the hadith of Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi, Jabir bin Yazid al-Ju'fi is one of the great personalities in the time of Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam. He's siqa, he's authentic, narrated so many hadiths from Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam, Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam, and Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam as well. So he narrates authentically, كان الله ولا شيء غيره. Allah was there was nothing other than Him. ولا معلومة ولا مجهول, nothing knowable, nothing known, nothing unknown. فأول ما ابتدأ من خلقه أن خلق محمدا صلى الله عليه وآله. First thing when he started the creation, he created Prophet Muhammad صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. وخلفاءه من أهل بيته معه, and his khulafa, the 12 imam, the rest of the 12 imams were created from Ahlul Bayt al-Islam, were created along with him. من نوره وعظمته, from his light and his greatness. So here we have learned up till now about the first nur, which is the Holy Prophet. Now let's go to those, at least one narration that talks about the istiqlal and infirad, that the nur of Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam was independently created on its own. This is narrated by Sheikh Saduq in Ilal al-Shara'i, and narration of Ma'az bin Jabal, and also in Kitab al-Khisal and Ma'an al-Akhbar. Well, both of them are the books of Sheikh Saduq rahmatullah alayh. So he narrates that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the nur of the Holy Prophet and Imam alayhi salam and Hasanain alayhi salam, and these all of them were created from the nur of the Holy Prophet. And then you find in the hadith which is about the ikhtisas of nur of Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam, that it was independently created. You find the hadith saying that ثم إن الله خلق الظلم, Allah created the darkness بالقدرة, with His strength. فأرسلها في سخائب البصر, so you find it was spread out. فقالت الملائكة سبوح قدوس, the angels end up saying سبوح قدوس, which is a statement of glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. from every attribute that relates to the creatures. ربنا مذ عرفنا هذه الأشباح ما رأينا سوءا. Since we have seen these views or visions, in other words, we haven't seen any bad thing. فَبِحُرْمَتِهِمْ, they're talking about the nur of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. For the sake of the dignity of these personalities, إِلَّا كَشَفْتَ مَا نَزَلَ بِنَا, you remove this darkness that has spread over upon us. فَهُنَالِكَ خَلَقَ اللَّهُ تَعَالَى قَنَادِيلَ الرَّحْمَةِ. This is where Allah created the candles of mercy. وَعَلَّقَهَا عَلَى سُرَادِقِ الْعَرْشِ. And those candles of mercy were then hung on the throne of Allah. فَقَالَتِ الْمَلَائِكَةُ إِلَهَنَا لِمَنْ هَذِهِ الْفَضِيلَةِ. Which personality has this kind of attribute? وَهَذِهِ al-anwar, and this kind of light. So because of those candles of light that Allah created and hung there on the throne of Allah, everything in the universe lit up, which was drowned in darkness, including the heavens, the earth, everything was drowned in darkness. It again lit up with that nur. فَقَالَ هَذَا نُورُ أَمَتِي فَاطِمَةُ az-Zahra. This is the nur of my servant Fatimah az-Zahra alayhi salam. فَلِذَلِكَ سَمَّيْتُ أَمَتِي az-Zahra. That's why I named my servant Fatimah alayhi salam was named as az-Zahra, because her nur filled up the heavens and earth. لأن السماوات والأرض والأرضين بنورها زهرت. Because all the heavens and earth shined because of her nur. وهي ابنة النبي وزوجة وصيه. And she's the daughter of my prophet and the wife of his deputy. This hadith is, among the rest of others, is the evidence that the nur of Hazrat Fatima was created independently, not derived from any other nur. This gives a totally different perspective to the highness of Sayyedah Fatimah alayha salam. Also, and the third category of hadith teaches us that the nur of Sayyedah Fatimah alayha salam was, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the nur of the Prophet, and the nur of Fatima was derived from the nur of the Prophet and from the nur of Fatima alayhi salam. The nur of Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein alayhi salam was derived. These personalities were sent in the human body because the humanity is not possible for the humanity to see them in their al-batinul lahuti, how the scholars say, in their real, original, hidden face. If the real, original inner of the reality, which has all that divine light made visible to the humankind, no one on earth could stand it. If you recall the story of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, when he asked Allah, Rabbi arini kayfa tuhyil mawta, oh my Lord, show me how you're going to make the dead, Prophet Musa asked to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Making the dead alive was the dua of Prophet Ibrahim. So Allah said, Lan tarani ya Musa, you are never going to see me. And the same happened when the tajalli and reflection of the nur of Allah was made visible. فَخَرَّ مُوسَى صَعِقًا. Quran says Musa fell down unconscious. Moses could not tolerate the nur and reflection that was reflected and shown, and he fell down unconscious. And Prophet Musa cannot tolerate that nur. You think the ordinary human beings can tolerate the nur that was shown? This is the Nurun Lahuti, which was displayed. Just like we cannot look at the sun, right? It's not possible for a human being to look at the sun. So these personalities whose luminosity is way higher than anything else, the sun is nothing in front of them, their luminosity fills up. We just learned from the previous hadith, the luminosity of Sayyedah Fatimah filled up then all the heavens and earth. What is the sun? Nothing in front of them. So this kind of personalities, when they can be shown in their real form, it was impossible for the people to look at them. They would not be able to serve as guides for us. So Allah put their nur in the bashari, in the human form, visible form. That's how we can see them, interact with them, learn from them, get the guidance from them, and they can serve as the guides. So, and the last category of narration teaches us that her nur was taken from the nur of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and from her nur was the nur of Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain alayhi salam was derived. So when she's taken from the nur of the Holy Prophet, she is not transferred from Prophet Adam into his son, and from his son into his son, and so on and so forth to Prophet Ibrahim, and so forth to Prophet Ismail and Hajar, his wife, and so forth to all the rest of the prophets and personalities who came from the lineage of Ismail alayhim as-salam ajma'een. So she was never transferred from any of those ancestors from the lineage and sulb of one father to the other and the rahim and womb of one mother to the other. She was directly derived from the nur of the Prophet himself, skipping all the ancestors. And this attribute of Sayyedah Fatimah is the most unique attribute found in any human in the history of humankind. You don't find anybody who's like this. Even the nur of Rasulullah is not like this. Nur of Rasulullah got transferred from Prophet Adam till all the later forefathers, right? It's only this fadilat and superiority is only granted to Sayyedah Fatimah Salamullahi alayha. Please say salawat. So, in the light of some other narrations, we learn the nur of Prophet and Imam Ali salam was there, and the nur of Imam Hassan and Imam Hussain alayhi salam was below that, and the nur of Fatima alayhi salam was serving as a central dot between these two lights. So these two lights comprise of four pillars: the nur of the Prophet, nur of Amir al-Mu'mineen Imam Ali alayhi salam, nur of Imam Hassan, nur of Imam Hussain. And our scholars say these are the pillars of the skeleton of the entire universe. These are the pillars. Al-Arkan al-Arba'a, the four pillars of the universe, and the ruh and qalb of these four pillars of the universe is the central dot, which was the nur of Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam. Maraj al-bahrain yattaqiyan baynahuma barzakhun la yabghiyan فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان. When Imam Ali alayhi salam married with Sayyedah Fatimah, Prophet said at that occasion, Marhaba bi Bahrain yaltaqiyan. This is what the Prophet said at that occasion. Welcome to the two oceans which are combining. Yakhruju minhuma al-lu'lu wal marjan is interpreted in multiple ways. One of the interpretations of the Quran says lu'lu stands for Imam Hassan alayhi salam, and al-Marjan stands for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Another narration says that al-Lu'lu stands for Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein alayhi salam both together, and al-Marjan stands for Sayyedah Zainab salamullahi alayha. Please say salawat. So before I come to the end of my speech, I would mention this, that our scholars have mentioned, after mentioning this, they have mentioned this beautiful point that qalb, most of the parts of the human body are pairs, right? You have 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 lungs, 2 hands, right? 2 feet, and so on and so forth. Most of the parts of the human are pairs. Zawj, not vitr, not fard, not one, they are 2, right? They are the lisan, the tongue of a human is only 1, and the qalb, the heart of the human is only 1. So this is where this qalb is represented by Sayyedah Fatimah alayhi salam. This qalb is supposed to have the love of only one accommodated in it, no other person, and the tongue is supposed to be a spokesperson, tarjuman al-qalb, spokesperson of the heart, supposed to remember and talk about nothing but one. So she serves as the qalb for alam al-imkan, the world of existences. And the rest of the things are obviously dependent on the qalb. So this is one of the interpretations of this ayat of Quran, which says وَاتَّبَعُوا النُّورَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ مَعَهُ. So and follow the light which has been sent down with him, that means with the Holy Prophet. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give all of us the tawfiq to understand and practice the ma'arif of Quran and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Ya Allah, 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 Ya Allah. اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين واخذل الكفار والمنافقين. اللهم انصر من نصر الدين واخذل من خذل المسلمين. اللهم انصر واحفظ وأيد علماءنا الربانيين ومراجعنا الربانيين، لا سيما الولي الفقيه قائد المسلمين. اللهم انصر جيوش المسلمين وعساكر الموحدين. اللهم فك عن الأسراء المسلمين. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضى، وعجل في فرج مولانا صاحب الزمان، واجعلنا من أنصاره وأشياعه وأتباعه وأعوانه بجاه محمد وآله الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد.